Yes, yes, look at that. Look at that creepy face. Don't know about you, but I'm not a big fan of cats now. I used to be. I've had a lot of cats in my time. I had 20 of them last year, loads of kittens. But I had to get rid of them all. I didn't drown them in bags, send them down the river. I flogged a couple of them and gave a few away, but I'm telling you, there's something creepy about cats. And I think they transmit weird thoughts. I think being around a cat, they're bad luck. Not just black cats, all of them. I wouldn't have one again. If I'm walking down the street and a cat comes up to me, I wave hello to it and I carry on walking. I don't want to touch it. I don't want to get near it. People always go on about how clean cats are. No, they're not. They're disgusting. They're disgusting. They lick their own arseholes. They might keep themselves clean, but the environment they live in will be pretty rough and rotten. And if you don't believe me, have a cat live in a house with you for a bit. The smell of shit, the piss, the bringing back of trophies. I'm telling you, man, bringing you a gift in the form of a decapitated rat. Not something I want to see, not something I want to be a part of, not something I ever want to know about again. But again, I've had lots of cats. And I liked them, but I kept thinking all the time, I think we'd be better off without these. Bring a lot of darkness. Not a great, I mean, look at that. Does he look friendly? Does he look, that's a predator, that's a killer, that is. And I'm telling you, if he was bigger than you, he'd kill you and he'd eat you. And if you were his owner, and you died and he was locked in the house with you, he'd be eating you. When you start going all rotten, he'd be getting involved, eating all the maggots. So he's a Goggle-Thief. This cat's name's Avery. Avery the creepy cat. Okay, so I'm reading from Fortean Times. It's a magazine I do like. This is a pretty old one. Okay, the Goggle-Thief cat. Let me read you the tale. Glasses are getting steamed up. Still really hot. Still really sweaty, Betty. What's with the weather? It's only April the 1st. Okay, Sally Bell's cat Avery has always brought small animals back to her Bristol home as trophies. There we go. It's a gift, that is. But last summer, the 4-year-old feline changed his behaviour. They'll do that, cats. They'll change on your cats. They could be sweet with you in 1 minute and the next minute they won't come anywhere near you. Something off with cats. Anyway, changed his behaviour, started bringing back swimming goggles as gifts for Mrs. Bell. His tally so far been 8 pairs. I'm calling bullshit on that. That's a tall tale, that is. It's a tall tale that doesn't make any sense. It was originally published BBC News, 14th of July 2020. Calling bullshit on it, I'm saying that Mrs. Bell's a bit of a bullshitter. That's what I'm saying. Okay, despite having checked with all of her neighbours, Mrs. Bell said she had no idea where the goggles came from. He's always been a hunter, bringing mice and frogs and things like that home, she says. Dearie me, frogs. I had a cat once that brought back a frog. And this frog blew itself up like that. I'm telling you, and then it hissed and exhaled and all the air, and it whizzed off, man. I had a cat that brought back a live rat. I've had that happen a few times, man. Live rats, live mice running round. I've heard them eating them, the crunching of their skulls. Don't tell me cats are nice, they're not, they're creepy, they're awful. But again, God bless, I just wouldn't have one anymore. I think they're all bad luck. If I had a cat, I'd be keeping it outside, I'd be feeding it out there, and I'd be saying, you're not coming in. Okay, she said one day in June, Avery the cat presented her with a pair of goggles. Yeah, right. It was just one pair, and I live in a close, and there are quite a lot of families with children, so I didn't think anything of it. Yeah, right, man. I've had cats if one of them climbed through the window with a pair of swimming goggles. I'd be like, what's wrong with him or her? Strange, man, I'm telling you, cats are creepy. Okay, 3 days later, Avery produced another 2 pairs. Something supernatural and sinister going on here. That's when it became really strange. For a few days, it was a pair every day he brought back. I went around all my neighbours who've got children, said a puzzled Mrs. Bell. One of the houses has a swimming pool, so I thought it was bound to be them. But nobody in her part of Longwell Green in East Bristol, which is a haunted, weird place, Bristol, has reported any missing goggles. No one reports missing goggles, man. She's off for red, Mrs. Bell. She's out to lunch. No one does that, man. How much is it for a pair of swimming goggles? $1.99. You're going to report them missing? Come off it. Dearie me. He doesn't play with the goggles. He just leaves them for me. In fact, the pair he brought home the other day had a dead mouse with them. Oh, cats. I'm pleased I don't have a cat. 2 presents at once, she says she's off her head. Crazy creepy. Mrs. Bell, she thinks that's a gift, that. Dearie me. A dead mouse and some swimming goggles. Happy Christmas. Okay, Mrs. Bell feels bad. In case the goggles belong to children who are getting into trouble because they keep losing them. It could be killing the kids, this cat. I'm telling you, it could be killing kids. That's how creepy cats can be. Dearie me, anyway. She has appealed for information on social media. Attention whore. I'm telling you, you don't have to do that, man. Reporting swimming goggles going missing. Come off it. Anything for attention, some people. Look at that cat. Don't tell me that's a sweet and lovely and adorable. Oh, what a baby. That's a monster. Ugh, gosh. So she's gone on social media. She hopes to reunite the owners with their eyewear. Dear me, we need to gaslight her. Got to find this one. She's on social media. But all we know is that her name's Mrs. Bell. Be hard to find. There have been no leads. I'll give her a lead if I find her, Mrs. Bell. I'll be saying, you know that cat of yours? She'll be going, oh yeah, have you got some information? I'll be saying, yeah, he's a child killer. I'm telling you, I saw him the other day, dragging a dead kid, playing with a dead kid in the street, and taking its goggles off him. All people do is laugh, she says. I've had no takers. But Avery has become quite a celebrity, of course. Attention. People will get attention with pets. Cats, dogs. It makes them look at me, oh, I can't be a bad person, I've got a cat, I've got a little kitten. That was an interesting tale. Gonna have to find Mrs. Bell and have a word with her, I think. Track her down if it's a real name. Maybe that story's online and we can find her. You know your own cat, Mrs. Bell, and you know what it's capable of. A lot of creepiness. That's cats for you. I much prefer dogs. Dogs are sweet. Dogs are silly. Cats are predatory and nasty and weird. Cunning and conniving. Always thinking 10 steps ahead. I've got in a lot of trouble in the past because of cats I've had, killing birds and stuff. Shitting in other people's gardens. I wouldn't put up with it again. There's no way. And the smell of piss. I'm telling you, you don't even smell it on yourself after a while. The smell of shit, the smell of piss, the smell of puke that comes from these disgusting Criminal critters. Alright, I'm going to get off, guys. That was an interesting one. God bless you and all the best. And I don't know what you think about Mrs. Bell, but she's in a land of bullshit make-believe, and she's a liar. I'm not buying that story, man. I'm not buying that. That's a tall tale if ever I heard of one. And she wants attention. I should do it. I can do that. I could go and get a little cat and go and get 20 pairs of goggles and take a picture with them and be like, look at what my cat's brought back. Mrs. Bell's cat's got nothing on mine. My cat's always at it. Oh, dear me. Right, I'm going to get off, guys. All the best. Ta-ta. Ta-ta.